Hi again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Woodsy's Weekly Picks, coming to you from the Lancaster Tap House as usual with members of Lancaster Council. We have our Minister of Ways and Means over here to my far right, Tim Rogers. The Mayor, Darren Wilcox, is back, along with our Council Director from the Regina Pats, Stacey Cattell. You notice we've changed things up a little bit. We've got a little...
is Red Fisher coming?
I'm just saying, we've kind of got the Scuttlebutt Lodge look here going.
Snuggling on the couch.
Red Fisher, it's hot stove. It's a little fireside chat.
Ooh, hot stove.
Are you loving the ambience?
Oh, it's beautiful.
The snow out there.
It snows outside.
Except the fire's so hot, I might start leaking here pretty soon. So I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, it is playoff weather now,
Yep.
so it is a little cooler outside, so it's just nice to get a little warm.
Absolutely.
It matches our warm personality.
Absolutely. We're so cuddly.
Look up the definition of warm. It means not so hot. Anyway, we're going to look back on what happened in the CFL last week, and also, as usual, look ahead and make our predictions for this week's game in the CFL. We've got some tough picks this week, so I hope the guys have done their research this time around. Okay, let's first of all talk about what happened last week. Guys, the Riders went into Toronto, put a boot stomping on the Argos. I thought it might have been a little bit closer than what it was, but I thought, Tim, that the Riders made a statement in that one. I think right now, most teams in the league would have to fear this team the way they're playing.
You absolutely have to fear the Riders right now. We are a team that, even in other years when we've been good, we're a team that has traditionally played down to lower ranked teams, and this year we have absolutely put the boot to the teams that we should have beaten. And we did that this time. We did that Saturday night. We absolutely laid it on, and that was amazing.
Cody Fajardo was outstanding.
He was, and stayed the week in town, and we heard lots of good stuff that was going on, but this team, after the bye, they were ready to go, and I love that.
The other thing too, Stacey, is the chemistry, and Cody Fajardo was talking about this, and we heard it on the live mics, where he's always keeping the players upbeat. If they're doing something great, he makes sure to tell them about it. Whether it's an lineman opening up a big hole, whether it's in the huddle saying, "Hey, we'll just run a play here. We'll just treat it like it's left hash." He runs for a first down. Yeah. The guy is in total control.
Well, not only that, but he walked into the huddle one time and he threw a pass which was completed, but he looked at his receiver and he says, "You know what? Sorry, that was not a great throw. I got to be better than that. Okay, boys, let's go." And that transcended not just from him. Craig Dickinson on the sidelines, constantly teaching, constantly coaching, upbeat with his guys. I think we took a defensive penalty, and he looked over at one of the defensive linemen and he says, "Okay, boys, that's your one. I gave you one." And of course, I can't remember who it was, but starts laughing. And this is right in the middle of the game where everything's intense, but I love the live mic. It really showed where we are as an organization and how everybody's on the same page and working together.
Well, the bond is, and Cody Fajardo was talking about this afterwards, and it makes up, that chemistry makes up for perhaps a little less talent that they might not have compared to other teams, like say Hamilton, say Calgary. But man, the chemistry, that's infectious.
You see that in sports all the time, right? You see teams that load up, the New York Yankees, they load up on All-Stars, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Then you see teams that just gel, that just kind of fit right? And that's the Riders right now. We're just clicking together.
Well, we'll see what happens this week. They start a stretch now of 5 games against Western opponents. 3 of those are on the road. Certainly a challenge, Darren, but I think it's something that they're up for and actually embracing it.
Yeah, and you know what? This is going to be, I think this is fantastic. This will get them primed and ready, because they can count these as playoff games going in. So they want to get home field advantage. They want to make a statement to some of these teams that they may be meeting in the playoffs, or they will be meeting in the playoffs. So they want to put their stamp on it and say, "Hey, we're ready to go."
Home to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, big game this Saturday, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Meanwhile, some of the other games that were going on this past week, the BC Lions win their 3rd straight game over this time over the Montreal Alouettes, 25-23. Little controversy in that one. The Owls had a chance to go ahead with about a minute 20 left, trying a chip shot field goal. They decided to go for the first down on a sneak. Antonio Pipkin comes in, he fumbles the ball. BC gets it, runs out the clock, and hangs on for the win. Right call by Kahari Jones, Stace?
Well, the difficulty I think that Kahari had in that scenario is I believe the way the rule is, if you take a time count violation, give yourself 5 extra yards, you lose a down. But again, I'm not totally sure. But he went for it. He went for the win. It didn't work out. His defense didn't hold. It is a difficult kick to split the uprights from a right-handed side with only 7 yards or 8 yards clearance, but is what it is. BC wins.
Willie, did you like that call?
No. No, not at all. Well, I'm just telling you that, hey, we tried it. They've been gunslinging for all year. It's been working for them. Tried it. Didn't get it this time, so...
Here's my take on it. If I had been the coach, I probably would have gone the field goal because that's probably what the book says. But you know, you look at it from Kahari Jones's point of view. It's only a yard. You don't even need the touchdown. Yeah. You only need 1 stinking yard. You know, it's pretty easy, I think, especially with a minute 20 left. Whenever they would have had the ball back, you make the field goal. Well, you know, it's still going to be a field goal to beat you, right? Teams can drive that in a minute. That's an eternity to drive into field goal range and get the winning score anywhere. I like the idea of at least going for the touchdown and make the Lions get a touchdown to beat you.
You know, and I'll be honest, I've fallen asleep way before that.
Well, thanks for nothing, Tim.
Yeah.
Way to go, Tim.
But I always believe you take your points where you can get them. Yes. Especially when it comes to tying or taking a lead in the game, you've got to take it.
Yep.
All right.
Well, Tim, you also said that that move by not going to the field goal didn't show a lot of confidence in his defense.
Of course not.
And
look, the defense couldn't hold the Lions. The Lions ran out the clock on it.
Yeah, his defense proved that maybe he was making the right decision. That at that point in time with Mike Riley, his defense couldn't hold him anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we'll see what happens this week with the BC Lions, and if they can continue the roll in the on. I think there's still an outside chance they can catch it. It's not looking very good. Edmonton's win over Ottawa pretty much almost clinches a playoff spot for them. But man, they didn't look very good in doing that, beating Ottawa.
No. In Ottawa should have that game should have been over, and so Edmonton I think is reading. So they're not in a good spot. So they need their quarterback back, and even if he was back, so I don't know what's going on there. So I think they're just holding it together right now.
And you know, it's kind of too bad because go back to mid-August, we were looking at a 4-way race for first place, right? I mean, we still got a 3-way race, but it looked like Calgary, Edmonton, us, and Winnipeg were going to be battling it out right till the end. And Edmonton, I guess, was just the team that fell off the rails. So.
And Ottawa's terrible.
Yes. Well, Ottawa's terrible.
And I don't know. Like, they're already talking about coaches firings, and I hope that doesn't happen.
No.
Because I think after what Rick Campbell has done and what Marcel Desjardins has
at least
done,
bought himself another year.
I think you should, after all they've done, and you've won a Grey Cup, you've been to another one, you've been in the playoffs.
Yep.
I think you get a pass for one year.
Absolutely.
And Tim said it. I think it was last week. Tim talked about the fact that they lost 6 of their best players in 1 year.
I'm smart.
Yeah, and you're not going to rebuild Rome in a day. It's going to take time to rebuild. So you got to cut them some slack. Sure, in those situations you make poor coaching decisions because you're trying to change something up. But if they fire Rick Campbell, good luck. I think it's the wrong move.
All right, in the last game this past week, and we want to talk about the Hamilton Tiger Cats put a beat down on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. This is where I went wrong last week. I thought the Bombers would really bounce back after that previous game, and especially at home. I thought that they would show so much better, and Hamilton just put the boots to them. That was a surprise to me.
Not me. I think I called it.
You did pick the Tiger Cats.
Hang on. I propose a toast to the mayor.
And
first time the mayor went for
there's your your prize.
And there goes Forno. There we go. Free wings, the whole 9 yards.
Goofball zoom-ins.
4-0. I get the wings.
So this is a new. This is a new motivation. A new.
Oh, it's like the chain. 4-0, we get wings. That's better.
Oh, that's right.
But these are the new wings here too.
Oh, the peanut butter
The
wings.
spicy peanut butter?
Wow.
There's no, you don't need to explain
They're
it.
fantastic everywhere.
I can
Fantastic.
smell them from here. They smell delicious.
Look at you, Willie. Just like going 4-0, selling the product.
4-0.
That's why you
Part of a new
emphasize
menu
there.
we should mention here at the Lancaster Tap House, and I mean the spicy peanut butter. That's pretty cool. I had the chili the other day, new on the menu. Love
New
it.
pizzas.
Chef Becky outdid herself this time.
She knocked it out of the park.
Come on out.
Oh, they're
Oh my
fantastic.
goodness. So there's what's on
Okay,
the
so
line.
we buttered
a
him up
perfect
enough.
week means wings or perhaps a menu item. Your choice.
Snackies.
A little, yeah, exactly.
But to follow on the genius of the mayor. The genius of the mayor, and we just talked about
Get
this.
carried away on this.
No, I'm on side. We just
Yeah,
talked
Blind
about.
Squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
We just talked about this over at the Wood, as our friend Bruce Hebert calls the bar, the Wood. Tendencies and analytics, and he's been saying this a lot about Strevler. I believe in this, obviously in the hockey world.
4 or 5 games in.
The more game film teams are getting on Strevler, and Hamilton finally proved it, make him throw. Take everything away and make him throw.
Sure.
Terrible.
Yep.
Terrible.
Make them throw.
The only downside to Hamilton's win was the fact that Simone Lawrence broke Reggie Hunt's tackles record and shouldn't have even been in the game. He should have been suspended. But anyway, full value to the Ticats. They look like, I mean, they're running away with the East. They're going to win the East. But this team could win the Grey Cup. And with a backup quarterback, Dane Evans now looks like the guy that they can go forward with in the future. And Jeremiah Masoli, despite his injury, he may be the odd man out.
I think with Cody Fajardo and Bernard Adams, not enough people are talking about how good Dane Evans has been too.
Right.
He's really been overshadowed, and he shouldn't be because he looks great.
Don't give Eastern teams too much of a shot to win the Cup, but Hamilton certainly got one, no question about it. The Bombers are here on Saturday to take on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. All right, let's return here and we'll talk more about what's coming up in the CFL this week on Woodsy's Weekly Picks. Warren Woods along with Stacey Cattell from the Regina Pats, members of the Lancaster Council here. He's our council director. The mayor, Darren Wilcox, is here. He's bragging about his 4-0 record last week, so he gets the spicy peanut butter wings, new prize on the line for an undefeated week. And our Minister of Ways and Means, Tim Rogers from the Lancaster Tap House, is here as well as we look ahead to this week's action in the CFL. Let's start with Friday's game. Eskimos in Hamilton to face the Ticats. Ticats coming off a big win over the Bombers. The Eskimos just barely beat a poor Ottawa team. Who you got, Tim?
Oh, easily Hamilton. Easily Hamilton. Like we said, Dane Evans is one of the most underrated new quarterbacks that's happening right now, and I don't give that Hamilton a chance in this game.
Ditto. Quarterback. Defense is playing really good. I don't think Evans has a
Simone
chance.
Lawrence too. He's good.
Yeah, no touch.
Stir the pot. Stir the pot. No, Hamilton's going to dominate both lines. And Tim's point, Dean Evans, like Cody Fajardo, continues to get better every week. Ticats win.
Yeah, Eskimos in somewhat disarray right now. Of course, they are without their starting quarterback in Trevor Harris. He is on the 6-game list. We're not sure when he's going to come back. He may not last 6 games on that list, but you might put him on there for now. But even still, you got to love the way the Ticats are playing. As they do have a legitimate opportunity to win the Grey Cup this year. You certainly have to love them, even with Dane Evans at quarterback in place of Jeremiah Masoli. Evans has done a wonderful job of guiding that Ticats offense this year. Saturday, it is the triple header, starting with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in Saskatchewan to take on the Rough Riders. The Bombers are faltering after their loss last week to Hamilton, 33-16. The Riders, on the other hand, have got it going. Certainly have the momentum. They're playing so well as a team. Let's start with you, Darren.
One Riders. They're got it going here, so I'm going with the green and white, and I think this is going to be a big statement for them. Like I said before, they want to make sure these last games against the Western Division, they're going to treat them as playoff games. They want to make a statement because they're going to beat some of these teams. And so going forward, last time they played, this is a big game for home field advantage if they have to be tied, either in the first or second. So this is a big game. Riders.
I'm going Riders too, and for the sole reason that, and it's a little bit of pressure on the Riders. They need to redeem themselves. We had a close Labor Day game. They won. They talked about momentum. They talked about playing well against Winnipeg, going back to Winnipeg, and they weren't. That was a bad game across the board. They've improved. Cody's improved. They've continued to work together as a team. I am looking to them to continue the rise that they're on, the path that they're on, take the Bombers out, and all they have to do is do what Hamilton did. Make Stredler throw the ball.
I've got to go with the Riders as well, and these two teams, as you mentioned, you talked about the Labor Day and the Banjo Bowl, and it wasn't that long ago, but it almost seems like an eternity, Tim, because the two teams seem so different than they were even 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Well, you know what, Woodsy? I am so excited for this game. This is the game of the year for the Riders. The next 2 games are unbelievably massive games. We beat Winnipeg this weekend, and we got the home playoff game because we win the tiebreaker. We beat Calgary next game, we finish first place. That's my prediction.
Yeah, that'll be. There's still 5 games to go, and a lot can happen.
Yeah,
but you just get that sense that the Riders have got the momentum going, and you have to wonder, just how difficult that team is going to beat now. I'm going to go with the Riders in this one as well, and I just think they're playing so much better than Winnipeg.
Well, what would be great to reinforce everything, and Tim brings this up, on the green zone, a lot of callers are calling in. There's still people in the green zone that are doubting. And again, I hope lots were there.
Well, I'm still not convinced that they're going to finish first.
No, and that's not like
either, but here's the opportunity.
But picking Calgary to finish first, they're still picking Winnipeg because they're still doubt. And again, Live Mike showed how close knit this group of players are. Manny Arsenault's comments about potentially getting replaced, he's not even worrying about it. They are on a page. They're moving forward. And boy, I hope it's a great game and it keeps vaulting them into first place.
All right, so far unanimous. Tiger Cats, all 4 of us going with the Cats and all 4 of us going with the Riders. This is the toughest pick coming up right here. Saturday's game in Montreal between the Alouettes and the Calgary Stampeders. I'll go first in this one, and you could almost flip a coin, but I'm going to take Montreal. And I just think Vernon Adams coming back, and I know that the Owls are coming off a tough loss. It's a game that probably they felt they should have won against BC, but I like them at home. Calgary on the road. Yeah, look at Calgary. We know they're going to battle. They're going to be right there. It's going to be a very tight football game, but they are on the road in Calgary or in Montreal. We know what can maybe happen, maybe a little too much time on Crescent Street. I'm going to go with the Alouettes, and I think you look at last week now. They came very close to winning in BC with a backup quarterback with Schultz, and that's a game. That's a place where they historically have had trouble winning. They had a chance to win that game. I'm going to go with the Montreal Alouettes and Vernon Adams back this week against the Stars.
I agree with you, Woodsy. I'm going with the Owls. Owls defense can create turnovers, and Bo Levi's been back. He's been playing better. He hasn't been playing great. He hasn't totally lit it up, but he's given away interceptions. I see their defense playing a big role in this, and I also see them saying, okay, maybe the coach, we didn't execute. I see them winning this game and also helping the Riders' cause.
Jim.
It's really neat how the schedule has turned out, because this is almost these next 2 weeks is like little mini tour, because Calgary and Winnipeg, or Calgary and Montreal, we play Winnipeg. Next week we play Calgary and Montreal plays Winnipeg. So it's a neat little.
Oh, I love the schedule. This is what we wanted last year.
That, right?
Yeah.
It works out great. This game for Montreal, I think this is as big as it is for us. It's a mice and men game for Montreal, And I'm picking men for them. I think Vernon Adams is the guy, and I think they've got that mojo too. That's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a really tough game. Calgary's going to be firing on all cylinders, but I'm going to give Montreal the edge on this.
Willie, do you need the coin?
Hell no.
Calgary.
Calgary.
Oh, okay.
I think they're not going to go down.
Chicken wings are going to somebody's head.
They're not.
Yeah, that peanut butter is.
Well, somebody had to go on the island, and he loves the island.
Jamie
so.
Nye has just been yelling in my ear right now. You guys can't all go the same.
No, you can't. Yeah, this is too close for everybody.
It is a close one, and I think Calgary. I think they're going to come in and make a statement as well because they're not going to lay down.
Yeah.
All right, and the final game, the Toronto Argonauts in BC making the trip out to the coast to take on the Lions. Argos looked absolutely horrible. I think this looks like a team that just wants to go home.
Well, the classic view of that game last week was things are going really bad, and TSN took a shot of the Argo Brain Trust. RedBlacks was a little late on the call, so they took a shot of pinball, and then they went to the crowd with a guy with a bag on his head and went, Argos Brain Trust. And that's a classic because they're bewildered across the board. Here's what I don't get. They made some wins with McLeod, Bethel McLeod, but then no, give it to the other guy. Give it to the other guy. Like, build some consistency, you guys.
But
Bethel Thompson.
Corey Chamberlain has never been.
No.
And you know what? And I'll tell you what, I was a little bit worried about James Franklin last week because we've had a tough time with him. Those worries were
No. Yeah, there's confusion all over the place. Like, Corey Chamberlain just the look of bewilderment on his face. I'm sure they're going to ride the year out and make some changes, but the Lions, hey.
Starting to play better. Yes, they played 2 against Ottawa. They played once against Montreal. May have had a break, but they didn't get too many breaks this year.
They don't look as crappy as the Argos, so I'm saying Lions.
I'm going Lions because they want to join the Eastern Division.
Well, yeah, if they pull it off enough wins.
They made a petition to go play.
Oh, did they? Okay.
So I'm going Lions.
Tim?
My prediction for this game is a great nap.
Yeah.
The mountains
Yeah, because it's going to be the last one.
The mountains are calling on this.
Wow.
Is the snooze of the week, but I'm going to take, just for the sake of fun, I'm going to take Toronto on this.
Oh, okay. Go for the wings.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, he's going for it. He's going for it. Well, they're worthwhile going out on a limb for it. I'm going to go with the BC Lions. I just don't see anything in Toronto at all, and especially when they have to travel all the way out there.
Well, I'd also like to see Devon Claybrooks keep his job longer than a year, more than I want to see Corey Chamberlain keep his job in Toronto.
All right, well, that will just about do it from Scuttlebutt Lodge here. As, we have
I'm expecting Red Fisher and Gordy Howe to walk in here and amen with a
fireside
John Candy from the lodge.
The fishing musician.
The fishing musician, that's it. Anyway, enjoy the games this week. A reminder that in 2 weeks' time, when the Riders are in Calgary to face the Stampeders, that's Friday, October 11th. The pre- and post-game shows will be coming to you live from the Lancaster Tap House on CJME's Green Zone. And that's the first of 3 straight games that the Riders will play on the road. Kickoff for that game is 7:30, so the pre-game show on CJME will start at 5:30. You're invited to try and win the VIP experience here at the Lancaster Tap House. Go to cjme.com, contest, click on the links, and you can have a chance to win a table with you, 3 of your friends. Got some great bevies, some food, great prizes courtesy of Coors Light, the official sponsor of the Green Zone, and we'd really love to see you and enjoy some football with you as well. So you can do all that, and in the meantime, we'll look and see how big that game is going to be if the Riders can pull off that win at home against the Bombers. That will do it. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Warren Woods for members of Lancaster Council. Cheers. We'll talk to you next week.
I like when Woodsy has to talk.
Woodsy's talking and we're
When you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores.